Guilt and shame are two sides of the same coin. When you're in a healing journey, when you're trying to process old trauma or something that you thought you had healed in the past is resurrecting, if you will, here's what you need to start paying attention to. What is fueling that emotion? And can you trace it back to what you were made to feel ashamed of, whether as a child, whether as an adult, whether because of your gender, whether because of your choices, whatever it is, figure that part out first. And then pressure test it against yourself and your way of looking at the world, not society, your way of operating in this world. You need to figure that part out first. Because if you're not able to find power within those difficult emotions, you're going to carry the same type of conditioning into your future self. Now, whether you have kids or not is like a whole different ballgame. We can talk about that separately if someone's interested. But if you're healing bloodlines, if you're trying to be where that generational trauma stops, and this will not find you unless you're doing this type of work. This video or this content or me will never find you unless you're doing this type of deep work with yourself and your psyche and the way in which you want to move and experience this life that you're in. And especially if you're somebody right now who's in that in between, you know you're capable of more, but you're still sort of struggling with that action or that intention or that way of operating that feels very cohesive to who you are, no matter what is showing up externally. So please remember to go back to this dotted line of where am I feeling shame and what is fueling that shame, because guilt is a component of it. It's an emotion, right? You're being made to look at yourself in a certain light because you don't fit in. And if you don't fit in, whose problem is that? Theirs, not yours. Theirs. You saying no is a problem to somebody else. That's their problem. You're setting your boundaries. You're setting a benchmark in which, in a way in which you want to be treated. Why is that wrong? So remove yourself from situations that are not serving your highest good, of course, but also don't be scared. Don't be scared of sort of deep diving into your own psyche and understanding why shame has held you back. That's the work. At times it's as simple, but also as challenging as that. And I know you're up for a challenge. Go be fantastic.